WrestleMania Backlash was actually a good pay-per-view due to the good wrestling, and now we got a lot of news and rumors to talk about. This is Restaurant bringing you today's top 5 wrestling news and rumors. To always be up to date, make sure to subscribe and have those notifications turned on. Let's get into it. Coming out of the WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view, Roman Reigns has been a hot topic of discussion, as in a live event one night before. Roman Reigns ended up teasing that he will be taking on a more part-time schedule in WWE. That's what we narrowed it down to, and it turned out to be the case, as there is a brand new update in regards to this, with the Wrestling Observer Radio indicating that Roman Reigns is not leaving WWE, but that he has signed a brand new deal that gives him a schedule similar to Brock Lesnar, where he only wrestles on a few shows per year. There's no specifics on how many house shows he's going to be working, but it's likely that it won't be a lot of them. So this explained why Roman Reigns said what he said on the Saturday night main event, that he might not come back to that part of New Jersey once again, unless of course there's a Raw or SmackDown taping there. The Observer added that it's one of those perks of being there for a while and being valuable, where you could kind of call your own shots, and he got the power to maintain the championship and work fewer dates like Brock Lesnar has and Hulk Hogan used to have. FIFA also ended up adding to don't expect Roman Reigns to be leaving WWE anytime soon, because Creator has a lot of plans for him for the foreseeable future. I could see this being the last year that we do get Roman Reigns as a full-time performer in WWE, and then after that he would take that lighter schedule. Roman Reigns was of course part of WrestleMania Backlash main event, as the Bloodline took on RK Bro and Drew McIntyre. The Bloodline picked up the victory in an awesome 3-on-3 matchup. Quick results of what else went down on the show: we had Madcap Moss defeating Happy Corbin, Ronda Rousey becoming the brand new SmackDown Women's Champion as she made Charlotte Flair quit. We'll have some extra news in regards to Charlotte and her quote-unquote injury, all of that in a bit. We had Edge defeating AJ Styles with the help of the brand new member of Judgment Day, and that is Rhea Ripley. Omos defeated Bobby Lashley in a matchup that was better than the WrestleMania match. Honestly, every rematch on this show was basically better than the WrestleMania matches, so no surprise there. And then Cody Rhodes defeated Seth freaking Rollins in what certainly feels to be like match of the night, although every match on the card definitely over-delivered. It's the pay-per-view that we care less that ultimately gives us the best matches. Back to the Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey situation, there is some backstage news, as it looks like Charlotte Flair injury angle was done so that she could be written off television. This is just a storyline reason to write her off television, and Brian Alvarez ended up indicating that Charlotte Flair is getting married soon, so she's gonna need to take some time off, and this is how WWE is getting it done. They are of course claiming that her radius is broken to continue the whole storyline. As for what's next for Ronda Rousey on SmackDown, that's the big question, but it seems like it's going to be Lacey Evans. Based on her presentation this past week, it looks like they're not really turning her babyface. On to some other news, it looks like WWE is making a big change to the stakes for the Money in the Bank matches. During WrestleMania Backlash, they had a hype promo for the Money in the Bank show, which is happening on a stadium, so WWE is obviously gonna go all out. The interesting thing was that during the commercial that aired, Cody Rhodes stated that one lucky male and female superstar will win the chance to main event WrestleMania. The line is interesting for a couple of reasons. Of course, in previous years, the winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match would earn an opportunity to cash in within a year whenever they want. However, the way it seems is like this year it appears that the winner is locking themselves in for WrestleMania, which means that now winning the Money in the Bank gets you the same reward as the Royal Rumble, which is not necessarily a bad thing. This is obviously a great reward, but it does kind of take away the fun of the Money in the Bank content itself. It's always fun to see that Money in the Bank briefcase holder teasing a cash in, or just reminding us that they could cash in anytime, and so on. Others did point out though that you just get a chance of cashing in at WrestleMania, so maybe the whole concept is still there, but WWE worded this way just to basically have the WrestleMania stake in the whole promo. It's very very possible. WWE been doing a lot of things like that nowadays, and it does say that you just get a chance, so technically you get other chances. Regardless though, it's interesting for them to use this line, making it feel like a likely change. And last bit of news, we are talking the latest in regards to The Fiend. First off, you might have missed it, but at WrestleMania Backlash, at one point during the Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey championship match, Pat McAfee saw a kid dressed as The Fiend in the front row, and he just randomly said it. He said, "Is that The Fiend in the front row?" Now obviously this is something that Pat McAfee is not supposed to be saying. Michael Cole basically skipped over it. He just continued with the play-by-play commentary, but everybody heard it. Now usually something like this needs to be approved by Vince McMahon, but it's Pat McAfee. He usually has leverage to say whatever he wants to say on commentary, but I'm just wondering if maybe he was fed this line by Vince McMahon to kind of tease that The Fiend might be coming back. Who knows? Another update in regards to The Fiend, the Wrestling Observer newsletter, and they're specifying a bit more on why we haven't seen Bray Wyatt return to pro wrestling, and that, as we discussed, is because he's very expensive. The Observer noted that Bray Wyatt was believed to be the third or fourth highest paid performer on the WWE roster, with a contract in the $4 million per year range at the time he was cut, and was a major merchandise draw. So he was just on par with some of the top superstars like Randy Orton and Roman Reigns and so on, which obviously is unlikely for anybody to basically match that type of contract. If Bray Wyatt comes back, it definitely feels like it's gonna be back to Vince McMahon. Anyways guys, that is all the latest wrestling news and rumors. If you guys enjoyed or found it informative, make sure to rock bottom the like button, stay savage, and I'll catch you on the next one.